Hello everyone, hope you're all having a wonderful day. So I don't know how many of you have looked through the movie lineup for 2025, but it's looking a little destitute. To absolutely no one's surprise, it's mostly full of sequels and reboots, and I can only say that I'm not expecting to have a lot of good things to say about most of them. Of course, that's not to say that there aren't some decent looking movies on the horizon. Paddington in Peru looks pretty good, even if it doesn't look like it'll quite reach the same level of greatness as the first two films in the series. Unfortunately, it seems pretty good is the best we're getting. I really hate to say it, but there really doesn't seem to be anything great coming into theaters this year. Or at least that's what I thought. Until about 2 weeks ago. We were at a friend's house and scrolling through the Angel Studios app when we stumbled across a show called Young David, based on the early life of King David from the Bible. See, we're all Christians, and as most Christians know, if you find a piece of entertainment based on the Bible or its teachings, odds are it's going to be extremely low budget and in many cases horrifying beyond your wildest dreams. So we thought, hey, maybe we should check out a few minutes of this. It's probably going to be awful, but it'll give us a laugh. We sat back and prepared for what we thought was going to be a bodgy, low-quality retelling of David's life, but our expectations couldn't have been further from reality. The art style and animation was incredible, the storytelling was brilliant, the music had me on the verge of tears, and overall, it exuded a kind of joy that's long been absent from modern entertainment. We all fell in love with Young David and immediately started recommending it to friends and family. Several of them, including some who told us, "There's no way it's as good as you say it is," were left in tears after watching it. I tell you, it was well and truly spellbinding. I started having plans to make an entire video recommending Young David as a kind of biblical Bluey, for lack of a better term. However, my plans changed the next day when I learned that Young David is a precursor to an upcoming full-length movie called David. David is an animated movie musical by Slingshot Productions that will be released in theaters worldwide in 2025. It will tell the story of the biblical figure as he faces various trials and eventually becomes king. Believe this, David is going to become a classic. There are countless reasons why the story of David has been so beloved for the past 3,000 years. It's a story of courage, selflessness, humility, and faith, which makes it the perfect basis for a family animation, especially in a theatrical landscape that seems to have largely forgotten these traits. And if Young David is any indication of quality and faithfulness to the true story, David is exactly the movie we need right now. Now, you may be thinking, okay, great, you found a little indie project telling a biblical story and it looks really good. That's fine. But is there really much point in making a video on it? Surely this film can't possibly hope to reach the same scale of audience as, say, a Disney project, right? Surely it's still just a little movie? Well, that's what I thought too. Until I did a bit more research. And fellas, you might not believe this. I very briefly touched on Young David's top quality writing, music, and, well, you can see for yourself how good the animation looks. One of the first things I noticed while watching Young David was how much the art style and animation reminded me of Tangled. And although I at first thought it was probably just a coincidence, I soon learned that there was very good reason for that. While there haven't been many specific names dropped yet, the creators of David have revealed that their staff features veterans from classic family films such as Tangled, Big Hero 6, Finding Nemo, Zootopia, Moana, and The Prince of Egypt. That's right, this isn't some amateur production. It's being headed by industry legends. Learning this added a whole new layer of enjoyment to my second viewing of Young David, as well as my third, fourth, and fifth viewing. Suddenly I could spot heaps of similarities to all of these films, and it's gotten me all the more excited for the full movie. It really makes me wonder why I practically had to stumble on Young David to learn that it even existed. Well, I have a few guesses as to why, but that's not really important now. As for when exactly David will come out, it's not entirely clear yet. The only tentative date we've gotten so far is November 21st, 2025, but since then their Instagram account has hinted at a mid-year and even a spring release date. It is also worth considering that the production is entirely independent from Hollywood, which is a massive green flag. But it also means that since the aim is to release David internationally, it may take some time before they have enough donations to give it the opening it deserves. And guys, this is really just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more I could say about potential storylines, confirmed characters, and who knows what else. But for this video, I really just wanted to get the word out there. I didn't even get to touch on the fact that this movie is now the biggest audience-funded film production in history. Why is no one talking about this? But more on that some other time. This video is really all about giving you something to be positive about because as dull as the 2025 movie lineup might look, there are some bright spots, and this one in particular is blindingly bright. Angel Studios says that they believe David could rocket past the likes of The Lion King, both Frozen movies, and Inside Out 2 to become the #1 animated movie of all time. And although I'm not expecting this to actually happen, I am cautiously hopeful that the movie will be a huge success, and it could definitely become one of, if not the highest grossing movie of the year. And of course, Angel Studios could be right. Certainly it will be a challenge to dominate such a giant of the entertainment industry as Disney, but you know what? David's no stranger to giants. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. I imagine I'll be making plenty more videos about David in the future, as well as some other hidden gems. If you do know of any upcoming movies that have stayed unduly under the radar, please let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to check them out. Until next time, thank you all once again and have a wonderful rest of your day.